Hi, my name's Lily, and today I'm going to tell you my story. I was born in a small pasture. I lived with my father, and my mother passed away when I was just a little baby. My father seemed like he was perfectly fine being domestic, with the humans riding him and all, but me? I longed to be free. All my dreams were of me running through the forest, having lots of fun in the open fields. But that's not how it was, and I had to accept it the way that it was. Of course, I was sad that I couldn't be domestic, but this is the only life I knew at the time, and I didn't have any other choice anyways. And once I got a little bit older, the humans would interact with me a bit more. I liked the humans, but I still dreamed of being wild, being free. And soon I grew up. I still longed of being wild. But I thought that it was impossible. It would never happen. One evening I saw something. It was a beautiful stallion just inches away from the pasture. "What are you doing here?" I asked. He turned to me and said, "Well, what are you doing here? Don't you want to get out of here?" I said yes, but I knew that it would never happen. Soon after we talked, he left. But every night after the humans went to bed, he would come and we would just talk. And soon I knew that I was definitely in love with him. I told my father, and he said that it would be nice to be wild, but he had never been wild before, except for when he was a colt, and there was no way that would possibly happen. At least that's what he said. And unfortunately, my father passed away from a disease that was incurable. But I knew that he had the best life possible, and I would of course miss him. But now it was time to take my life into my own hands, or should I say hooves. And that night I decided that it was time to make an escape, for once and for all. I told the stallion, and by the way, his name was Runner. He thought that it was a great idea, and he said that I could come with him. I was very glad and hoped that I could be a member of his herd. And the next day, I said goodbye to the people. They didn't understand me, of course, but I would miss them. They took good care of me and my father. And after the humans left that day, I decided I was going to get out of here. I kicked the fence a few times, and I was lucky enough that it actually opened. Of course, I was really happy and raced out as fast as I could, but before the humans could catch me, I ran until I found Runner and told him what had happened. He was really happy, but was worried that the humans would come looking for me, and possibly him too. But I told him that it was nothing to worry about, and if anything like that ever happened, we could certainly get away. We were both very fast, but especially Runner. Just a day after, Runner told me that he was in love with me. And of course, since I had been in love with him for years, I said the same. But soon after, a stallion came. A stallion that would change my life forever. The stallion just rushed right up to Runner. Runner asked him what he was doing in our territory, and he said that he liked me. I was beautiful. Which, of course, I didn't think of that as a compliment, because my whole life changed just because of that one stallion coming into our herd. He told Runner that he wanted to fight. Of course, Runner didn't want to, but he really had no choice. So they fought. About an hour into the fight, Runner turned around to get a break. This was against the rules, but the stallion didn't care. "No!" I yelled at the top of my lungs. "This can't be happening. Not now." Runner wasn't dead, but badly injured. The stallion told me to come with him. Runner was gone now, and he was the only one in my life. Of course, I disagreed and started to run away from him. But he was very fast and caught up with me immediately. He grabbed me by my mane and wouldn't let go. So I really had no choice but to come with him. I was really sad, but I didn't know what else to do at the time. Of course, I was really upset. But then I met Rosemary. She was a really nice pony, and I really enjoyed talking to her day after day. After about a week passed, Runner came. I knew he would, and here he was, facing a stallion that was almost twice the size of him, just to get me back. Of course, I was scared, but I wanted them to fight. I really hoped Runner won. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. Again. And then he turned back to us, as if nothing had happened, and told us to keep walking. I yelled at him. How could you do something like that and act like nothing happened? He just completely ignored me and walked past me, as if I didn't exist. Then he walked on and told the herd to follow. But instead, I ran to Runner's side. He got up this time and wasn't injured badly. He told me that I had to get out of here and quick. So I did. I ran, with Runner just running a few steps behind me. And sure enough, the stallion didn't catch up to us. And a few years later, I had an adorable little filly. Her name was Lavender, and I loved her a bunch. So did Runner, of course. And there we lived, happily as a family, forever after.